In this video, I'm now going to show you how we can annotate if we have attachments in our pre-incident plans. So if we have floor plans like we do for all the city schools, all of Southern Connecticut, any other map that we attach into the pre-plan, we can actually draw on them and use them as an annotation. So this is an old call for a box alarm that we had at the training academy down here at 230 LT Grassel Boulevard back in October. So we brought up an old call. You look over here where it says PIP, there's two PIPs. So you have a couple ways to get to it. If you are in the command structure and you're dragging around doing command, if you hit your ribbon, you have your PIP button over here that you can easily hit and get to. It'll bring up your PIPs. Here's the main, tells you the main information. And this is important too also while we're covering pre-incident plans. Be mindful that communication is not a know-all, be-all. They don't have all the contact information numbers. They can't just pull them out of the air. So if the companies are out there and we're doing our pre-plans and we attach phone numbers to them, this is where you can get them on scene. And communication also has a program, and this would help them make those phone calls for you. So really important to go out there and do your pre-plans. You can see here attachment. That's where you're going to find the floor plans to turn around and do annotations on. So if you see attachments, there's actually stuff here we can draw on. Here's where you see the floor plans for the school. I'd like to show you one other thing really quick here. You'll see hydrants. If you tie a hydrant into an address, you put the hydrant in and you put the distance, it will come up in your pre-plans, even on the MDT. And it will tell you the distance and it will tell you if they're out of service. But for this video, we're going to stay focused on attachments. We're going to use this quick. This is the floor plans to the burn building. As you can see here, this is the first floor plans. They're loaded in this vertical. You can orientate them to whichever way works for you as the call's going. So this is the burn building if you were facing it from the shed out to the burn building. All you would simply do is hit annotate. And this tells you the floor plan, right? And then we pick the pallet again, whatever you need the pallet to be. It could be an MCI. We can use this for an active shooter. We can use this for anything. But just to do this quickly, we'll play with this one since we've done fire. We'll do a SWAT one. It's going to put it up there on your annotation. Now you can pan, move this around as you can. Same thing as everything else. You can drag companies around, placing companies in, doing whatever you need to do with companies. If you had figures you wanted to add, these are SWAT figures or SWAT teams. You could add members. You can get fancy with this as you want. And it's simply just put them here touching where you want the figures to go. Quick and easy. But what could be really good for us, if we had victims, and say we had 2 yellow victims in room 104, we could simply write 2 yellow, open up this again, touching it, picking the red and 1 red. And we can show that as we're going around, that passes around. If the triage teams are calling, if the task force teams are calling it out, the medical branch and the triage command can see it. As they go and remove them from the call, they could, then you could just erase them, or we could just cross them out. So if we had a 1 in here and we picked up the 1 person, maybe we just put a slash across there saying we got them, or circle. We'll come up with some kind of marking system for that. That is how you would annotate onto an actual attachment that's included in the pre-incident plan. Again, remember, you can go here and get to your attachments, or if you're on the summary page, same thing will happen if you touch PIP here. It puts you right into there. You'll see the attachments. You can pick any one you want, highlight it, rotate it. You could zoom into it, make it any way you want with the annotation. If you had to annotate, make this one a fire. If you want to rename that one, you could have. Even though you zoomed in, you can still move it around. You still get the entire floor plan. You can drag your companies around again, same exact way. If you want to place fire, you can place fire in the rooms. This is where the fire room is. So really easy to use, great tool. If you can get floor plans for buildings that you know the floor plans are there, these are very useful to have. We had a fire in the basement of Yale. It's very difficult for crews to explain where they're at in the building. If we simply just knew the room number, command opens that up and finds that and can actually know exactly where you're at in the building. So when you're in large buildings, very key.